The Prime Minister yesterday spoke a lot about rent. And the thing is, this is something that is not new. It is something that we've done many memes about. We have nicknamed Faris al rental. But what I think the country has forgotten, and I know Anna Roberts loves to say never forget, never forget, never forget. This issue of Faris al-Rawi's family benefiting from state rent, from the state renting their property, didn't just start. In fact, the lease was in 2009. And in 2010 and 2011 and 2012, the People's Partnership, led by the very same Kamla Bissessar, paid millions of dollars to the family of Faris al-Rawi and never occupied the space. Kamla Bissessar is engaged in what we call propaganda. And it's simply to have power. So she causes this outrage, and it's fake outrage. And she turned yesterday our post-cabinet press conference into a UNC pavement report, raising issues as though we don't know this, as though we didn't file Freedom of Information applications, as though these questions were not answered in Parliament, as though we've already not nicknamed Stuart and Faris the recusal twins. These are issues that we should be past. But we should be discussing, are you going to make the same mistakes you made in the first time you were Prime Minister? Because in 2009, Faris's family was getting rent. And then in 2010, you didn't stop it. And in 2011, you didn't stop it. And by 2014, questions were being brought to Parliament. You did not stop the rent. So you was expecting Keith Rowley and Faris to stop the rent in their 2 terms? We voted them out. Madam Prime Minister, what we wanted to hear from you yesterday is Cabinet has made a decision to, as of midnight tonight, stop all rentals. That is what we wanted to hear from you. You have your Minister of Sport and Youth Development halting the contracts of this one and halting the program for this youth development and halting all over the place because, you know, he's unearthing a lot of what he thinks might be corruption and whatever. So he's put an immediate stop to it. That's the kind of language we want to hear from you. Because One Alexandra Place has been in the news since you were first Prime Minister. And you didn't stop it then. And it appears that you have no interest in stopping it now. You have been in opposition for 10 years. You have lawyers, you have resources at your disposal. So this assessment and assessment and assessment, every time the media asked you a question, your response was, we are still assessing. You had Freedom of Information applications. That was your form of assessment while in opposition, so that you would have a plan to hit the ground running. You know exactly which buildings are being rented. You know exactly which buildings are not occupied. So on the first day that you took office, had you really been working at home? I'm at home. You can work at home. Guess what? I'm not missing in action. People know where I am. People are seeing me. People can hear from me. I'm at home. In 2025, you can sign a cabinet note, sign an authorization, sign something from home, immediately ending all rent. You said it was month to month. So it's been month to month since 2009? From 2010 to 2015, you didn't do anything about it? What we want is definitive action from you. This is not the UNC pavement report. You started bad and then you ended bad, because then you talk about $135 million. Well, don't get me started. You must be the only Prime Minister on the face of this earth that upset that the administration before collected money on your behalf that you can use. Again, your lawyers, you should be saying, if it is that you don't already know, because I believe that you know exactly where the $135 million went, we have an Auditor General's report. We have something called audits. So we should be hearing from you, not again. You're behaving like you're on a UNC pavement report. Tell us where the money went. Tell us where the money went. You are in charge. You can order an audit to be done immediately. You can implement a task force to say, we want to get to the bottom of the $3 billion. We want to get to the bottom of the $135 million. But that is not what you're really trying to do. You're not really trying to solve problems, because that would be work. And we know you're not interested in doing that. So instead, you guys have continued this propaganda that you started, or Kirk Magoo said it. He said it, and he tried to make it sound better, because he said, well, the propaganda must be based on facts. Well, let's talk facts. The Faris rent that you keep talking about has been there since 2009, and your government in 2010 continued to pay for empty buildings owned by Faris family. Why are we in 2025 and you still bringing it up? In 2009, for those who were closing their fridge, in 2009, Faris was getting paid, or his family was getting paid, for empty buildings in 2009. And in 2010, when Kamla became Prime Minister for the first time, she continued to pay him for empty buildings. This is not new. We are now in 2025. And Kamla's still talking about it and still assessing the situation. Trinidad and Tobago. But I have to say that some 75%, 71% of this population did not vote for you, because they do see through you. They do see that it is just Mama Guy. But we need to do more, because there is this revolving door of PNM and then UNC, and UNC gonna fail. 3 weeks and you're already seeing that. I mean, I gave kudos to your first cabinet meeting, your press conference, but by the third one, you can't even keep it up. So the country's going to get fed up of you very soon. And then we go, bring back PNM? We need a sustainable option, Trinidad and Tobago, for true governance, for proper governance. And you know what? That starts with each and every citizen understanding their responsibility to pay attention, understanding their civic responsibility to keep governments to account, regardless of who it is. Black, yellow, blue, white, it don't matter. Whoever it is, we have a responsibility to pay attention, to be up, to be awake, pay attention, and to say, this is making sense. And then call it out. Don't just throw your hands up in the air. That's not how it works. Call it out. 2009, Faris family was getting rent for buildings that were not occupied. 2010, you, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, continued to pay it. So don't come and talk to me in 2025 as though this is a revelation. Never forget Trinidad and Tobago. Never forget.